Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Caitlin, and today I wanted to show you guys how I varnish my painted plant pots and waterproof them. I wanted to do this video because when I first started painting my pots, I had a really hard time finding a varnish that would make them suitable to be outside and suitable for plants. I really had to try out different varnishes and sprays, and although I tried searching like Google and YouTube, there wasn't a lot of information unless I could get my hands on a kiln. So these are some pots which I've previously painted for my shop using acrylic paints, and I just wanted to show you the process I used to varnish them. So this is Polyvine heavy duty wood varnish, and it costs around £15. I bought it on Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description if anybody wanted to get some. This varnish is actually used for varnishing doors, wooden worktops, tabletops, furniture, kitchen cabinets and wood panelling. So you can imagine it's used for things that are going to be taking a lot of wear and tear, things like that. It has a high water resistance, high abrasion resistance, and also the reason I really love this varnish, it has a really fast drying time. So the drying time is 30 minutes and you can apply coats after 1 to 2 hours, and the curing time is 16 hours in ideal conditions. So that's really fast. The bottle recommends that you apply 2 to 3 coats, so I always do 3 coats on my pots. You can reapply the second coat after just 1 to 2 hours. The curing time is 16 hours, which means even though the pots will be dry to the touch, they'll need a full 16 hours to cure before you can start adding the plants or packaging them or whatever you plan to do with them. You can't do really anything with them until they're fully cured. To paint these, I normally just pour a small amount of Polyvine into my cup or a container. Then I just use a normal paintbrush and apply just a thin coat to each pot. I usually do it in 2 halves, so I'll do this part and then I'll turn it around after it's dry and then do the rim and then inside. I normally like to use just a bit of baking paper and put them under the pots, because sometimes when I'm turning them around and things like that on the table, once it's got a coat of the varnish on there and you start turning it around, before it's cured it's just gonna sort of like rub off. So I just like to put it on this. I can easily turn it and it's not going to stick to the paper. I always reuse my baking paper as well. I never throw it out. I just reuse it the next time I paint a pot. So before starting today, I made sure to wipe down all of my surfaces to get rid of any dust. I wiped the pots down as well. I don't want any dust on them. As soon as you put this varnish on, the dust is going to be there forever. You just want to put a thin layer on. If you put a layer too thick, it does sort of crack, not very visibly, but you can sort of see the crack on there. So I just apply a small thin coat and you can build it up. I usually put 3 coats of the varnish on my pots, but you can put more if you want, or you can put 2 coats. So even 1 coat will probably be, suitable if you were just wanting to protect your painting. Now this is dry, I'm just going to flip it around and do the other side. Once this is fully dried now, I'll just go ahead and do another 2 coats on all of these pots, and then I'll show you the final results. Okay, so here is how the pots look after 3 coats of the varnish. I think that they look really good. I think this looks like a ceramic pot that you would just buy from the store. The glaze is really good. It makes it really look professional, and it really protects your painting. You can see here the before and after shot of how the pots look. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. I think they look so shiny and glossy, and I think they just look so cute. I probably wouldn't stack these like this and store them like this, because sometimes if you leave them for a long time like this, even though they're not sticky at all, it can be a little bit tacky to stick to one another, and could pull some of that glaze off. But for the most part, if you're just stacking it for a short time, it's never really an issue. It's absolutely fine. Let me know in the comments section what you think about this technique, and also if you've got any other techniques of how to varnish pots and make them suitable for outside or for plants. Let me know as well. If you've got any suggestions for a future video, or if there's anything else you want to see, any designs on a pot you want me to try, let me know. And thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.